Welcome to ZZ Talk Features. This is a segment where myself, my co-host, or the both of us invite someone to speak on a topic that they're better suited than we are to expand on. Today, we have Cassondra Beavers, also known as ATL Diva on her podcast, The Radio Show. One of our friends in the podcast world that we constantly collaborate with. Cassondra, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. And also with me is Zeus, whom everybody knows. Zeus?
Yeah, because we're not professional. The co-host gets interviewed third, gets presented third. but anyways, how you guys doing? How's everybody doing today?
Everyone's is fine, Zeus. Sorry here. Okay, so Cassondra, welcome. Please tell us about yourself. Guys, by the way, I'm breathing hard because I ran upstairs and ran back downstairs, and I'm an old man. So, Cassondra, floor is yours. Tell us about yourself. You're from Georgia. Well, sounds like you are.
Yes.
Based on your handle. Just share with us.
No problem. So I am a native of Georgia. I'm originally from Atlanta, and I've been in cosmetology since 2013. And I recently launched my new company in 2020 during the insane pandemic that we started. So yes, and our show is definitely a friend and affiliate of your show. So I'm so happy to be here today.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. And what's the name of that company?
My company is called Nine, like the number nine. So Nine Hair Co.
Okay, Nine Hair Co. And obviously it's a local business, local to Georgia, right? You started
Yes.
Okay.
Very important. Yes, absolutely.
Before I hand over to Zeus, another question on that. Is it a solo venture or do you have partners that you started the company with?
Currently, it is a solo venture. So I am a single member and owner and founder of the company, specializing in beard and face care for men.
Okay. Zeus, any questions before I go further?
Yes, some questions real quickly. Want to mention, please go listen to the radio show if you haven't, because she gives a lot of shit to our friend M16 and we love it. But I do have a question in regards to your entrepreneurship. Is this the only product line that you do, or have you done other things aside from the beard line?
Well, this is the second venture that I had. So a few years before this, I actually had like a hair extension company, and it did okay, but ultimately it failed because I really wasn't well versed in marketing at the time. But since then, this is my second company in the beauty industry. This is going way better. So I was able to get some business coaching, learn some things, and I got a great idea and decided to just jump off the cliff like most entrepreneurs do.
All right. So that's a great segue into asking you, how did this product come about? And I guess I would say, what are some of the challenges that you see facing? Because you said you started it during a pandemic. So that's kind of crazy, right? Because you see a lot of companies suffering because of the pandemic. So I can only imagine what it's like to start one during the pandemic. So tell us about the differences. I know that you said that there was a marketing thing when you were doing it, because I'm assuming the other product line was pre-pandemic, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So let us know about. Okay, so let us know about like the differences you can see in between, doing one now, and what's the different approaches that you realize that you had to take versus this. But yeah, definitely tell us, how did you get into this product line?
Absolutely. So the reason that my other company failed, honestly, was because it is considerably oversaturated. So whenever you literally have competition on every single corner, if you do not have enough money to compete with them marketing wise, like you're going to drown. Like that, it is what it is. How I decided to kind of shift into the men's lane was basically having a generic conversation with my brother. He started asking products about, hey, what can I use on my beard? What can I use on my face? And at the same time, so were other men who I was associated with as friends and family. So I'm like, is this really a problem? So I started asking him, like, so can you not find things in the store? So I took a trip to Walmart, Target, and some other beauty supply stores. the whole store is catering to women. It's like this much space for men, right?
You get
So
no
in
representation.
no representation. And so my brother said, I don't feel like anyone sees us in this industry. I don't feel like anyone talks to us. So I was just like, wow, okay, interesting. So I said, okay, what if I just picked a different niche in the beauty industry and just focus on men? So that's kind of how I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, because I really didn't see the industry as oversaturated like for women. Everything is about women when it comes to
Mhm.
products, right? Um, how I decided to just kind of take that leap was trying to solve a problem that really did affect men. They're always kind of complaining about their face, like the beard stubble itching, and like, what do I do about it? And they just learn to live and be tortured, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So I was like, men don't have to be tortured anymore. Let me see what I can do.
So, so you've heard of method actors. I'm a method
Yes,
interviewer, so I let my beard grow out to a disheveled, you know, level because I'm hoping by the end of the show you can give me some tips as a master cosmetologist.
absolutely. I
But
can.
speaking of segue, your bio says master cosmetologist and entrepreneur. What's the difference between a master cosmetologist and just a cosmetologist?
Sure. So, a master cosmetologist, we are able to do more than just like hair. So, you're also trained to wax above the neck. You're also trained to do facials. You can also do nails and pedicures, manis, pedis if you want. So, you can just kind of pick what lane you want to do.
Ah,
If you're a
okay.
regular cosmetologist, you may have to just stick to just doing hair. You may not be able to do the other specialties.
Okay, and so is that something you're still doing on this, like aside from Nine Hair Co? Are you still taking clients on a regular basis with,
I
as a
am. I
cosmetologist?
am. I am still in the salon 3 days a week, and when I'm not in the salon, then I'm working on Nine Haircuts.
Okay, Zeus, questions?
Yeah. So we are here talking to Cassondra Beaver about her men's beard line. Uh, I guess the question I would ask right now is, because what you stated spoke to me, which is that there is so much underrepresentation, I think, in regards to men's. I don't know if Zeno has ever dealt with it. I would think because I'm Hispanic, my hair is a little bit different than a black man's hair. And I've
Yes.
seen, because when I used to work at CVS, when I used to work at a pharmacy, I would see beard lines, but they were literally the only beard lines that I recall were for black men, right? So my question is, do you see one? Does your particular is your particular non? I guess I don't see color in regards to all beards matter. Where
Mm.
you're all for, you're not just for, it's not
Is
just
it
for a
one size
particular.
fits all?
Yeah, and do you see kind of like a disconnect between certain type of men from different demographics not understanding that, hey, you could, because I've always thought about doing something from a beard, but I don't really think about it just because I don't think there's anything out there for me. So do you see any
Right.
kind of like disconnect there in the demographics, one, and then two, is yours
Yeah.
particular for a particular demographic or for everybody?
So that's a really, really great question. So when I was doing my product research, and it was super based on seeing what representation is, I often found that going into big box stores like Target or Walmart or some of the higher end stores like Ulta or something, if they did have any beard products, it's not quite clear what demographic it's for. But what I
Mhm.
can say, a lot of it was maybe sort of geared towards more Caucasian men than it was
Mm,
men of color. Men of color can have different types of beard. So sometimes their beard is tends to be somewhat coarse and curly, or it can be like more straight, but it's still a little bit coarse. So, especially for beard balm, for instance, is a perfect example. A lot of times, men of color use beard balm because they want it to be like softening, conditioning, and with those properties, and they want the shine. With I kind of researched it for Caucasian men, they also want it for styling. So,
mhm,
like they do like the really cool stuff, but that is a higher percentage of beeswax, which men of color don't really like. They don't like the sticky pomade
mm,
feel. They just want to soften their beard, give it a little bit of structure. So that was important to me because I don't see a beard balm that was really catering to the specifics of men of color. So that's why they just didn't buy the product at all. So demographics does matter. I mean, as a cosmetologist, we see ethnicity and we don't, because ethnicity is so mixed up. So most of my clients are from different ethnic backgrounds: Asian, Caucasian, Hispanic, and like Black, right? All dealing with curly hair, but what they want their curly hair to do is different. So it's not
Mhm.
even about their background, it's about what is your problem? How do we resolve it? Everybody with curly hair just doesn't want it to be frizzy, right?
Mhm.
So men with beards, let's attack like the issue. Is it dry? Is it the stubble that's bothering you? Like, how do you want it to grow back in? Do you just want some moisture? So once you start looking at products in that way, it's all about catering to the client. My marketing strategy is more geared towards men of color just because they are underrepresented in the market.
Speaking of marketing strategy, I'm
Mhm.
gonna share the screen for our YouTube viewers so they can see what your website looks like. Um, I had a couple of questions regarding that. We did a first take of this interview, and the internet was bad, so I had to scrap that and record again. But during that first take, you were talking about your pre-med background and how it's
Mhm.
helped you, I guess, formulate this product. Could you
Yeah,
do that again? Can you tell us about your pre-med background while I share the screen?
And your alum.
absolutely.
Tell us your alumni.
Oh, okay. So I went to Valdosta State University, and I was pre-med for quite some time until for about 3 years, until all of a sudden I decided I don't want to do that anymore. But I did, in the meantime, take plenty of biology and chemistry. The way that influenced my company was formulating. So there's a thing called white labeling that you can do in the industry where you just basically take somebody else's product and put your name on it. I
Mhm.
didn't want to do that because with what I was hearing, I wanted to be able to insert and remove products that were conducive to what my client was specifically asking for. The biology and the chemistry allowed me to be able to formulate and understand how to integrate products together in a safe way for people to use, and understand like which products work well with each other as complementary and which ones did not. I will tell you the most challenging thing for me was trying to formulate with essential oils, because I swear, like if you mix them wrong, they stink horribly. So, so that so it's not that flattering. So you want to also play with scents and things that are complementary of each other, and also do it in a safe way, because when you're working with people's skin, it's close to their face and their eyes. So you do have to be careful about how you put a combination together, so it is more complementary than it is offensive.
Gotcha.
So,
And do you oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Zeno.
well, yeah, just a quick follow up on that. So I see here that you have multiple um, beard oils and multiple beard balms.
Mhm.
Are those mostly fragrance differences, or do they pertain to maybe the type of beard or type of skin you have?
Well, sure. So all of the beard oils and the beard balms have the same base ingredients in them. Basically, you decide which one you want at this current time based on fragrance of choice. The beard oil is, you can definitely just use it on your face, and you can also use it on your beard. But because men at the time were requesting like a lightweight oil, I formulated for that. After I formulated the lightweight beard oil, there were men who had like medium to thick beards who were requesting like a heavier hold, like a heavier vibe on their beard. So they wanted something a little bit more thick and creamy. So that's what the beard balm is for.
Okay. Zeus, sorry I interrupted you
No,
earlier.
you're good. You're good. Caught me one of those lavenders. But Cassandra,
Absolutely.
one thing that I wanted to that I was gonna ask. Oh my god, I got a like a what's it called? A brain
A
freeze real
brain
fast.
fart.
Yeah, brain fart. I was gonna ask you something because what you just mentioned actually made me think of that. But I guess I ask a different question for the moment. What is the how do you measure the success rate, right? That you said this one was a lot more successful than the last one. What are you seeing in regards to how it's successful, and kind of what are you doing what are you seeing that gauges the success? Because you said this is a
Oh
lot more
yeah,
successful than your previous one.
absolutely. So that's a great question. I basically measure the success by one, I feel like is solving a problem that has been underrepresented. People are excited about it. Men are excited about it because there's something they've been looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes them feel good when they have a product that actually works for them. It makes them feel good as well. Women have absolutely went crazy for this because women always want to buy men something, but it's kind of like, what do I buy him? You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
cosmetic wise, like either men have nothing or they're trying to use their girlfriend or wife's products and they're still confused. So so women are like, get out of my stuff. This is specifically for you. Women love it because they always complain about men's beards being itchy, scratchy. It hurts when you're trying to kiss them. So they love that there's something that will also make like cuddling and being affectionate with their partner a better experience. So that's why I really feel like this is more successful because it's an easier product to cater to people and it makes a difference, you know? So
So
that's,
speaking of
that's
on the intimacy front, sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
Or do you have a Valentine's Day sale coming up for
I
900?
do. I am working on a bundle deal, which is going to include a facial cleanser, a facial and a beard cleanser, because I was not aware that men's beards have an odor sometimes. And so,
Neither were we.
I mean, but apparently
News to
it does.
me.
Right. But like when I've been out and I've done a couple of pop-up shops and I've talked to girls and women all over, apparently they complain, but I guess they're not telling you guys about it. So
Mhm.
I did formulate like a facial cleanser and a beard cleanser that go together. And it's gonna be a cleanser, a beard oil, and a beard balm, and you can get it as a bundle. So that's gonna be available very soon for whoever to purchase for their significant other for Valentine's Day.
I will
And
direct my wife towards there.
Yes.
and, and do you do strictly e-commerce or do you have your products in stores?
Right now, I'm doing strictly e-commerce, and that's because it's easier to move it and it's a better um, for overhead purposes. I do from time to time do like pop-up shops and things where people can come and see and they can actually buy the product direct from me there. That's been pretty successful as well. But for now, I do priority shipping. So people, if they order online, they usually get the product within 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
And since since we're already on the seeing the page, can you go ahead and just so people can, if they have a pen and paper, they can write it down right now while they're listening. What is the actual website?
It's going to be www.9, like the number spelled out, 9hairco.com.
That's
Perfect.
NINEHAIRCO.com.
Correct.
Perfect. And then, so now I remembered my question. So my question was in regards to age groups,
Yes.
because my generation, and
Mhm.
and which is our generation,
Mhm.
we never really grew up hearing about, men really taking care of themselves, right? That seems to be
Mhm.
more along the lines of a younger generation, and then older generation when it's pretty much too late. Like, when you're like, you went for like 50 years going out in the sun without wearing, sun care. So my question is, do you see a kind of a resistance, say, for maybe a particular age group that they don't realize, like, look, this is a good product? Because honestly, this year is when I'm really, because honestly, when I'm taking a shower lately, I've been thinking,
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? I would like to buy something for my face. I don't have anything for my face. I just have
Right.
the soap and the shampoo, and I put the soap on my face, but I'm like, no, I feel like there should be something in particular that I'm putting for my face.
Absolutely.
And then when I do grow out my beard, so sometimes I do grow out my beard, mostly from laziness, but sometimes for style. And I grow out my
Yeah.
beard, and then when it's long enough, I have to use regular shampoo, right? Because I
Mhm.
realize, you know what? This is hair. I should put some shampoo here just to, to clean it up a little bit. So do you see a resistance with the age because a certain particular age group is just so used to not caring about this kind of stuff? And the other age groups that are just like gung ho for it?
You know what? That's a really good question. And you know what? Shockingly, I have no resistance to it. I have more
Surprise.
Yes. Or I have like, bewilderment because they're like, dude, nobody told us that we should be doing this. And when they're talking about hygiene and stuff, like no one's telling men, okay, this is how you groom your beard. This is what you do. This is, something that you're supposed to do. Men are so into it if they just know about it. So one of the things that I like to do differently on my Instagram page, on my website, is to also educate men, be not just selling you a product, but telling you why and like why you should take care of yourself and the different things that you can do. So I tend to create articles that go a little bit more into detail just on little things, because men always have these questions, but they're like, who do I ask? How do you cut beard dandruff? How do you kind of ease the uncomfortableness of the stubble? Why is your beard more dry or feel some type of way in the winter months? And how can you kind of correct that? And also just taking care of your skin as well, because men don't know they're supposed to take care of their skin. My products are pH balanced, especially the facial cleanser, so that will help with like acne. I know men suffer with like razor bumps and different issues. I'm creating products that will resolve that. So these are, if you look at this particular one in the middle, if you go back up a little bit, you'll see these are the main ingredients. I don't know if you can blow that up, but these are the main ingredients that I tend to use, because these are premium oils, but they also are so good for the skin, for inflammation, irritation, and promotes like circulation and beard growth, which is usually what men want to know. Like, God, why am I patchy? What can I do to fix this? So, especially with the beard culture for the last maybe 3 years is really strong. All men want beards, most of them.
I
But
think
they
Zeno's
also want
waiting
a
for
very
the security code. There it is.
New laptop, everybody. So all
And then
men
real
want
quickly, spell out that
beards.
handle for her, Zeno. The
Yeah.
Instagram handle.
Yeah. It is 9hairco, NINEHAIRCO.
Yeah, so quick, give her a follow, please.
Yes.
yes, thank you.
Actually, you know what? I will do that right now. For the
There you
podcast
go.
listeners, I just
Woohoo! Thank you.
So all men want beards.
Must
What I
do.
was gonna ask is, for the men who have spent years with bad habits in treating their
Yes.
beards and all that stuff, and maybe created patches as a result, is that reversible? Are there things that the beard oils and beard balms can do to help promote
Make it
beard
healthy.
growth again?
Absolutely. So the oils that I use, it depends on like two different things. And this is where like having a cosmetology background comes into play. Sometimes when men's beards are patchy or having some challenges, a lot of times that can be heredity. A lot of times, yes, you can use particular oils that will enhance that. So I use evening primrose for that, and I also use basu oil. So I chose to use ingredients that were different from what everybody else is using, uh, for particular reasons. So each oil has a job to do. When you're using the oils, I do recommend that men like either comb it into their beard, which is going to increase circulation and massage those follicles, or they can use a beard brush to do that. And what that does is the oil would penetrate the skin and go in and nourish like your hair follicles underneath. So if you're going to have a little bit of stunted growth, that can enhance that and kind of like speed it up a little bit. And that's just if you're not heredity with, just not being able to grow a full beard.
I need that
And
help.
and how do you source these oils? Like, for instance, I haven't heard of like Wababusi oil before, or argan oil. So where do you get these oils from?
So I basically use cosmetic grade products. So there are professional companies out here who actually specifically make these oils where you can use them for cosmetic grade. Because if you can pretty much use these oils, but they've already been formulated where you can use them into cosmetics, which is really important. Some of these oils are very strong. So you want to make sure it's been processed properly for you to be able to put it into a cosmetic ingredient.
Okay. Cool. And sorry, just to go back on the question I had about where you sell. know you said you currently sell just e-commerce, but I know that you still see clients 3 times a week. Do you physically sell there as well, or strictly online right now?
I strictly sell online right now. We just got like a case like for display in the salon in the salon suite where I'll be able to put some products there. Also, I'm considering marketing out specifically. I've talked to a few barbershops who may want to hold the product in-house to be able to retail sell, because a lot of barbers that I talk to pretty much always have men coming in trying to source these products, but they don't really have a guide on where to go to get them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few of those deals in the works. So we're just working through those.
I just want to point out real quickly, looking at your Instagram page and looking at your website, I think I need to grow my beard out so you can also have a Latino model showing up here.
Absolutely.
So give me about 6 months and I'll get more than this this stuff, because I'm gonna use your product only because I definitely need to have that growth stimulant happening, because
But your
I've
beard
always
looks
had the
great.
patches. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I would actually put you on the Instagram page specifically because all men don't have perfect beards and all beards don't have to be perfect. And that's just reality. And one of the things I learned through marketing is people, I know you mentioned, I don't know if it was on this time or the last one, that you want to be able to connect with people. And then that's why I started using more real people or real men to like showcase, because when I see a beard that looks like mine, whether it's perfect or not, that makes me feel like that product is for me. And
Right.
all men style their beards totally different. Like it's a real thing. Like some men, they're just like, don't play about my beard. They like their goatee, or they like their beard really thin, or they want it really full. So it's very interesting. The beards are very personal. The way they style it, it makes them feel good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why is it called Nine Hair Code? I don't know if you touched on that earlier.
No, we did not. So when I was coming up with a name, I was like, what's easy for people to remember? But what is significant to me? So my birthday is May 9th. My life path number is 9. 9 is an easy number to remember. So I said I'm gonna call it 9 Hair Code.
Okay. Birthday and life path number. I don't know what a life path number is, but sounds interesting.
Go ahead and spit that. What's a life path number?
Google real quick.
A life path number is just kind of a number that identifies like your personality and like the way you're gonna kind of like move your path through life. So it's, if people are familiar with like astrological symbols, like people are like, oh, you act just like a Taurus, or you act just like a Sagittarius. It's very similar to that, but it's just a lot more detailed as to what kind of person you are.
That's cool. That's a bit of a spiritual kind of connotation to the name. So that's pretty what's up.
How many numbers are there? I know this has nothing to do with the beard stuff. So last question.
Oh, look, he's gonna be online tonight.
Yeah,
he's gonna message me like, hey, my life number is 22.
Oh no, he's gonna be calculating yours too, and then it'll also make sense too why you guys get along so well.
We get along.
Absolutely. Yeah. I really want to say I think it might be 11 or 12 numbers.
Okay.
I definitely know it goes to 10, but I really think there's possibly like an 11. I just stopped caring after my 9. So.
All right. Well, sorry. Go ahead, Zeus.
No, I was just gonna ask her. Are you also thinking about going beyond beards, hair?
Yes.
Stuff. I don't. I was about to say other hair, but I mean, I don't know if you could do a line on back hair. So like hair,
Yes, I really do. I literally have a list of products that I am going to create. So I actually have an exfoliation product for face. I am going to transition to shampoo and hair. However, I was thinking about, okay, I have this much money to work with. Let me start with one product. So my business coach was like, just start with one product, introduce your brand, get that out there and see how that works. Then add another product. So you don't want to flood everyone with a bunch of products. You want to kind of like introduce a little bit at a time. And so what it does allows me to do is pretty much I'm going to create an entire line that men can choose from and products that they can use. I also know how men are. So like women can use 15 things on their face. Y'all are not doing that. So if I can't find listen, it's good enough to get you to say, okay, I'm gonna wash my face and then I'm gonna put this moisturizer on it. But it needs to be efficient for what men would want to do. So introducing a bunch of stuff to men is going to overwhelm them. So if I can get them used to just putting oil and maybe a balm on their face, great, they like that. So now let me get them used to actually like washing their face with a specific product. A lot of men I found out were using like the 2-in-1 body wash for their, and I'm like, oh my God. So soap concentration on your body is a lot more harsh than for your face. So you need to use something a little more sensitive on your face than your body.
I got a three in
I
one.
laughed because I'm one of those guys.
I got 3-in-1. I got a 3-in-1.
Oh,
Hair,
boy.
body wash,
Right?
and I think it has like aloe vera or something like that in it. So
Yeah, we're learning so much. Yeah, this is why we set the tag topics that we're not equipped to expand on. This is why we have
But
ATL
you guys
Diva.
are asking, you guys are answering asking the most amazing questions. And actually, I really find it easier to cater to men with products because you guys are so straightforward. It is what it is. It's like, I like this, I need this, I need this. Cool, no problem. Women are amazingly indecisive about when it comes to products. So if a woman wants a product, she needs to research Yelp, she needs to research 5 or 15 different YouTube channels. Nothing wrong with that, but that's a lot.
is there a market that hasn't been touched in like beauty stores? Because I've gone to beauty stores here and there occasionally, one to get, for my wife, but other times I have gone for particular things that I feel like, a trimmer that I can find at a beauty store versus, so is there a particular part of the beauty store that you feel isn't being utilized for men at all, if at all?
It's not that I don't think it's being utilized. I don't think it's probably being marketed to men because what I find on that kind of admin professional side is that everything, if you can take the same product, which a lot of things are the same product, but men will automatically assume it's for women unless you actually say it's for men. And I think that in the marketing, everything's just more easily marketed towards women because women actually make most of the purchases in the household. But if you don't portray it in marketing that it is for men, then men are going to assume it's not for them and they're not going to use it.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a tired trope, but men are pretty much cavemen most times. So I think whenever these are catered as gift ideas, like the Valentine's thing I was talking about earlier. I think that's probably a good way to market them because usually it'd be the significant other that would get it for
absolutely
to say, hey, you need to groom a little. I love you, but your beard.
Well, men love being pampered. It's just not something they usually have time to do or to talk about.
I concur.
But right. So it's kind of like if it comes between, like women will more so make pampering a priority than men will. They'll just be like, well, it's lotion, it's fine.
It's like, that's the job. I feel moisturized. So we're hitting the home stretch here, and I didn't want to let you leave without asking. Now that you've had one venture that didn't go quite as well, and another that you feel passionate about and you feel is going really well. Do you have any advice for anyone who has a thought in their mind about something they want to get into, but they just don't know how to take off? Any advice for those kind of people?
Absolutely. So the first thing I would say that really helped me is doing simple research just to see who's your competition, who's already doing it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, as they say. You really don't. What you need to do is just look at the people who are already doing it and what can you bring to that industry that's different to make it better. So when I was considering this, one of the easiest things I did was simply Google beard oil and look at the companies that come up. Look at their websites. Look at what they're doing well. Look at what they're doing horrible. Go on Instagram. Hashtags are for a reason. Go on the hashtags and start following pages and kind of get immersed into that industry or that environment that you want to be in. And then you're going to learn things. And it's going to also give you the confidence to kind of go out there. All you have to do is try. If it doesn't work, try again. The thing that gave me the most confidence is that you see all of these huge companies like Dove and all these other people, they don't always get it right. Sometimes they mess up a marketing campaign, completely destroy it, or either they have a product that just doesn't work, people don't like it, but they don't close the company down. They just get back out there and they try something else. So if you go into something you want to do with a testing mentality that I'm going to try this and it's probably not going to be perfect, you don't have to have perfection. You just have to put it out there and try. And then just listen to what other people say about what they like and what they don't like. Your opinion really doesn't matter. It only matters what the client or the customer wants. And then you need to be able to be flexible and adapt to that. And that would be my advice for someone.
So have you did you run into, at the initial standpoint, into some things that I guess you could consider failures that you just needed to, because I forgot who had said that you don't get 99 somebody said every failure is really a win because you learn something from it. So were there initial, like, I guess, failures that happened during the launch of this product that you learned from that, like, we won't be seeing because obviously you're at the point where it's working?
Well, so far, no, because I learned from the hair situation. So I learned a lot of lessons in that failure to launch situation. So one, coming into a market that's really not solving a problem. So also, I was too broad. Like bringing my focus group in and making it a lot smaller meant that I could really cater to things that mattered to people. That's really important. Yes, some of the scents that I used in the focus group didn't go over well, so I didn't use them. Like, I had things I thought I liked, but what I did was every scent on my page, I ran it by my focus group and I let men tell me what they actually liked. So even if I like this scent, this smelled like oranges, if that wasn't the one that trended with men, then it just didn't make the cut. So I think really testing stuff before you go live is really important because, like, I created a focus group with like 6 men and some live here and some don't. So sending products out for free and just letting men give me their feedback. Okay, this is what I like about it. This is what I don't like about it. Okay, fix those things, tighten it up, and then push it to the market. And so that will help you. And not being so emotional. It's your baby, it's your product, you created it. But if you're too emotional and you're not willing to change something, you're going to just get stuck. And if you're not willing to be flexible, then I mean, I don't think going into business is something people should do. It should just be a hobby. You make it and you give it away for Christmas gifts.
Amen. Yeah.
So as we were saying, we are here with Cassondra Beaver. We are talking about our product hairline, our mittens beard product hairline.
Yeah.
And then Zeno, since you said we are going to the stretch, do you have any other questions?
I do have a question, but I also had a quote for you. I don't know the exact quote you were looking for, Zeus, but there's a quote from Chance the Rapper: "Turn all my L's into lessons." There you go. So,
listen, okay.
Philosopher.
Yeah. So, what's next for you? Like, where do you see Nine Hair Code going? What's the next step in that?
And when are you going to be on Shark Tank?
Yes. And when are you going to be on Shark Tank?
Honestly, I don't know about Shark Tank. Like, that's down. I don't think I'm ready for that. Like, I don't think I'm ready to put other people in control of my baby yet. So
Gotcha.
I'll adjust some formula sense, but don't say.
Well, the owner of Spanx only just sold Spanx after, I don't know, a decade, or I don't remember how long it was. Like, she held on to it, and a lot of people were,
and didn't she give like all her people like some, I think, like
massive
a vacation
bonus.
Massive bonus and a vacation.
She did.
All right, so this is a note.
Oh,
we're gonna have to work with
Blakely. Oh, I follow her. She's awesome.
Yeah. So back to the question. What's next?
So what's next for me is I want to, of course, expand my product line. I'm going to do that. I'm also going to start a like if I have like a beard chat after dark that I'm gonna start where I talk to men about like what they've got going on, but it's also gonna be the opportunity to like talk to them about face and beard care and as you guys were talking earlier, like just questioning them about how they learned about male grooming and like what did they wish they knew, what do they know now, and then just asking them how they feel about um, being able to have products or have something that caters to them, and then also just finding out about what they've got going on in their personal life and professionally and whatnot. That's going to be next, and really just doing some self-care videos where I kind of like demo the product and just show men how to use things because it's overwhelming to look at. It's great to look on this website, but if you don't really understand why you need it or how to use it and whatever, you're either just not going to buy it or it's going to sit under the cabinet. So that's what's
Yes,
next for me.
exactly. Yes. That's great. Zeus, anything else before we wrap up?
No, I just wanted to say, I think honestly, you're this is a great idea, a great product because it's definitely, I mean, me and Zeno alone learned something just on this interview, you know, of
They
like
use two in
now I
one.
have ideas. Yeah, real quick, sell your product in the sense to men that are, I guess, not understanding one, how important it is to have your beard like looking good, and then two, how much does a woman who likes a beard, what is it like, I guess, that you see with women that like beards that they're like, I wish my man would, you know, do this.
Yes. Well, for women, one, psychologically, for whatever reason, listen, what I'm going to say is not going to make any sense, but it is what it is. And all women who like beards agree with us. We think men with beards have superpowers, okay? It's like we could ask you with a beard or something to do anything. We just feel like you can do it all. Like it doesn't matter. Um, if we ask you to build something, you have never been a carpenter, but for some reason we think you can do this, right? Fix anything. We like beards because they're very masculine. Especially for people of color, like we age backwards sometimes. So a lot of
Right.
times when men have beards, they just look their age or look more distinguished. They don't have that super baby face. So it's just kind of like something that's essential appealing to us for some reason. It's important for men to take care of their face and their beard because that's what we look at. That's what we focus on. Also, from a health point of view, when people get sick or they have health issues going on, a lot of things enter through your face and also get caught in your beard. So when men aren't cleansing their beard at least 2 times a week in the shower, you do get like food, debris, bacteria, all kinds of stuff will just sit in your beard. And of course, where's that going to go? Into your face, your eyes, your nose, the things that usually are the first place for people to get sick. So it's also just like a really nice hygiene thing as well. And that's why it's really important for men to do it, and also women just like looking at it. So that's that's why it's important.
Yeah, and when you look better, you feel better. Yes.
True.
Absolutely, it's nothing better than seeing a man with like a goatee or a beard, and you know he's feeling himself. He's all swagged up. His confidence, his walk is totally different. So,
So okay, so social media. So I know you've got the website. That's
yes.
ninehairco.com,
Mm-hmm.
ninehairco.com, and you've got the Instagram page, ninehairco,
Yes.
Ninehairco. Any other pages, Twitter or anything else?
I'm sure. So if you want to follow my personal page, you can. It's Cassondra_Beavers on Instagram. And I actually, you asked a question about how people can get started with business and whatnot. A lot of times I am trying to post more business tips and like things that I know, things that help me. So if you would like just free business tips, you can follow me on that page. And I also do kind of like behind the scenes making of Nine Hair Co products and stuff. So sometimes you'll see me mixing oils or making beer bombs. And so if you just kind of like that behind the scenes uh, view, then you can check out some of my Instagram stories on there.
Okay,
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have. Sandra, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
ATL Diva, sorry.
Yes, I'm both.
Again,
I answer to both.
yes, again, she's on the radio show. Please go check it out with our friends M16, Easy, Cassandra,
We'll throw
and
the links down here.
the rest of the
Yes.
hosts over there. It's been a real pleasure, guys. Check out Nine Hair Co. Do yourself a favor. I'm gonna do myself a favor. By the time you guys watch more episodes of ZZ Talk, you're gonna see the improvements. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Zeus.
Same thing. Like, share, subscribe. Cassandra, thank you so much. This is great.
You're welcome.
Keep a lookout for that Valentine's Day bundle. Make
Yeah.
sure to buy your significant other, and make sure, you know what, men, buy yourself a Valentine's Day gift. You know what?
Yes, you
Women do that all the
deserve
time
it.
for themselves. Do it for yourself.
Treat yourself. Yes.
Treat
Treat
yourself.
yourself. Love yourself. It's, self-care is for men too. And I talk about that on my Instagram page that, women are always like, hashtag self-care. I'm like, men, you guys work so hard. Take care of yourself. When you get that lavender scent and you had a long day, it's so relaxing.
I'm gonna tell you right now, real fast, before we go. Me and my wife got a massage last week, and every time I think of
Oh.
massage, I think of it for like women, right? But then I realized, no, this is for men too. So
Yes,
you're right. Self-care is for men too. Men, take care of yourself,
absolutely. Look, we got to live as long as possible and healthy.
right?
Yeah, that's a great message to end on. And that is a wrap.